welcome to the God's Learning Channel's Israel Update. Um, and today, once again, Gilla Treibich is with me, and Gilla has been many times to GLC. She has guided many tours, lives in Jerusalem, eyewitness to what's going on in Israel, invaluable feedback. Um, Along with Roy Shaposhnik, who is the chairman of the 188th Brigade Association, and Roy gives us insights that I don't hear anywhere else. I'm able to ask questions and bring things out that I think are just invaluable. And so we want to thank all of our viewers, and many of you have supported the efforts to get the army ready for when they go back into Gaza. I think this program is going to be really to the point, because where are we now? When are we going into Gaza, Roy?
So shalom, everybody. It's great to see you all again. Monday late at night, between Monday to Tuesday at 3 o'clock in the morning, Israel has decided to create a kind of a distraction, and using the Air Force, we have started initiative and attack towards Hamas leaders, mainly general managers of kind of Hamas governmental institutions. And the main thing was to make sure that Hamas is actually understanding that the ceasefire agreement is over. The main reason we have decided to do that was to create a more power and more influence on the negotiation that has started
pressure.
or still
Pressure.
the pressure, yes,
Really.
on the negotiation that are still going on in Cairo.
Mm.
We all need to understand that right now we have 59 hostages that are still under Hamas. 25 or 24 of them, we have live evidence that they are still, in among the living. Hamas is refused to do any kind of negotiation with Israel, even though together with the United States administration that came over and actually suggested to offer extension of the ceasefire during the Ramadan, nothing really happened. This decision that Israel has done and the attack that happened actually started very surprisingly to Hamas. They didn't really knew what's going on. Based on
Wait. We have a siren.
okay.
We have a siren. Neil.
Okay. Yes, there is a siren as we speak right now in Hebron, Kiryat Arba, Jerusalem, and Matei Yehuda. That's basically, by the way, is coming from the Houthim, Yemen, but we'll keep on talking about that in a second. So, Joe, Israel attacked in Gaza. They have managed to kill approximately 300 terrorists. And yesterday in the morning, we entered Gaza from the ground force. Also, our team, 188 Brigade, has entered from the north side of Gaza. And we are right now, that is a Yaman rocket from the Houthim. That's where we are at the moment. You all need to understand what we are doing right now. We are taking back areas that we gave during the ceasefire agreement, what we called, if you all remember in our previous sessions, we call it the parameter area. It's an area between 800 to 1,000 meters from the border, but inside of Gaza. And the reason we are doing it is, again, to gain control on that area. I have to tell you, Joe, the amount of work that Hamas has done during the ceasefire in order to reestablish his activity and his weaponize and his capability is really insane. I mean, it's literally, they are not looking for ceasefire. They are not looking for any kind of peace. They
Right.
literally looking to fight back.
Okay. Can you describe some of the things that have been implemented by Hamas to take a war stance during this ceasefire?
Oh yes, yes, yes. Joe, listen, we have evidence using our drones that we saw a Hamas terrorist organization actually planting bombs inside of the lanes, trying to influence and trying to dig more tunnels, going back to areas that Israel Defense Force conquered and trying to plant bombs over there. Can't even imagine areas that we know that Hamas declared that there is zero terrorist activity. More than that, I have to tell you, I saw that and I was in shock. Places that United Nations, so-called UNRWA, provided with tents and humanitarian aid, and we see Hamas terrorist groups are actually using those areas, hide and getting ready for the IDF to enter Gaza.
Apparently, we have lost.
Joe?
Yes. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. So that's where we are standing right now with that. The IDF is moving forward with some more activity all over the West Bank, and of course in is to put more influence and more pressure on Hamas. And having saying all of that, negotiation about releasing the hostage are still going on in Cairo together with Qatar, United States, Egypt, Israel, and Hamas.
Okay. Now, but Hamas has basically. We've got an echo. Hamas has basically refused to negotiate on these things, haven't they?
Yes, Hamas is still standing still with his serious set of demands, which I have to tell you, I have zero understanding what they want to achieve. So they got the majority of their claims or demands, let's put it like that. Israel has agreed for all of that. But when it came to the moment of truth, and Witkoff came and said, guys, release the American citizens that are still under Hamas, and in return, Israel will release prisoners. It all looked like we are going to have it done deal, and then Hamas really withdraw back from what they have been on. And right now we are in a phase that Israel is saying, we are going to capture the land, we are going to take territory, and for each hostage that you will kill or hostage that you will not release, we will capture the land. This is a complete different approach of Israel towards Hamas. It's a completely different, aggressive, I think, by the way, very positive, if you ask me. But that's exactly what we are entering at the moment.
Okay. Now the attack. It is from one end of Gaza to the other. Oh, Gila, you're back.
Yeah. Roy, you didn't have a siren? Oh, what happened? Roy's internet went out.
Yeah, we're having all kinds of difficulties.
Uh,
Okay. I think he's coming back. Okay.
your
I'm back.
internet.
I'm here. I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just asking, the attack this time is from one end of Gaza to the other end. Okay. Is that correct?
Roy? He's
Yes,
not
yes,
on.
I'm here. Can you?
Can I
Can
just
you
say
hear me,
something?
guys?
What, Roy, can I just say something? What we heard is that before the first time going into Gaza, I mean, right after the 7th, there were two different plans. One was of the current chief of staff of Zamir, and his idea was to have a altogether attack simultaneously from the north, from the south, and from the center. And the idea of Herzl Levy was to go in one line and to go section after section. And since Zamir was not the chief of staff, the other plan was applied. And some think that it wasn't as successful as the plan that Zamir had.
Yes, but Gila, I have to tell you something, please.
Okay.
Um,
I'm just telling you what I know from the media.
no.
You know, I don't know anything from.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Look,
Yeah.
guys, we all need to remember the situation that we are facing right now in Gaza is not the situation that we have faced during October 7th.
No,
The main
totally
reason
different.
The
Totally
main
different.
reason is not Gaza. The main reason is Hezbollah,
Lebanon, right.
Lebanon.
Right.
We all need to remember that during the 7th
Right.
of October, the main threat, guys, 7th of October was a disaster.
Yes.
The following days afterwards, the threat wasn't a threat from Gaza. The threat was from Lebanon,
From Hezbollah.
from Hezbollah. And
And
right now,
Roy, there's another major element is who's sitting in the White House.
absolutely, no, that's for sure.
So
That's
all
for
of that
sure.
is 100% in our favor. Yeah.
I agree. And guys, I have to tell you, President Trump, the White House press release today, an announcement that President Donald Trump literally said, I have zero complaint or zero issue with the fact that Israel is attacking in Gaza. And that is something that we didn't had.
Never
We
had.
had the opposite with the
Right.
previous administration. But I just want to say something to what you said.
Yeah.
The army plans remain the same. The plan
Okay.
that the current chief of staff and the previous one is the same military plan that we had all time, all along.
Okay.
The
Good.
big difference
Okay.
is that the North has been now eliminated. We see that Hezbollah is near to, let's say, 10 to 12 to 15% of his capabilities. The French government, together with the Americans, are heavily influenced in Lebanon with the current new government in Lebanon. So right now, you don't have this threat. And that's why you as an army can actually put some more pressure with your military and with your brigades and divisions in Gaza in order to split Gaza to 3 territories, to start search much in more details. And
Right.
that's the main issue that we all
You
need
have a
to.
free hand. You have a free hand. Yeah.
Correct.
Except for the hostages.
Correct.
So,
And at the
Okay.
same time, you also have where you know that the armed shipments that you need in order to do this, they'll be there before.
Joe,
right.
thanks to you guys and thanks to President Trump, I can tell you that my brigade is 100% ready.
Yeah,
Well,
that's amazing. That's
yeah, that's
amazing.
amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
I mean, our tanks are now fully with armor, fully with weapons. Our Air Force, we got the sensitive bombs that I will not elaborate about it here, but obviously the bombs that we needed a while ago and were blocked by a Biden administration. All of that are things that we got, and we are
The
thankful.
605, Battalion 605 is fully
605
equipped with
got
D9s.
correct.
Which is also very, very important. The
Explain what the
bulldozers.
D9s are. A lot of the people will not know.
Um, It's the largest bulldozers. Some of you know the D5, D6 that you use in the construction or in the fields. The D9 is the largest of them.
Not
And
It's
it's
only
like
armor
the
plate.
largest one,
house.
it's the largest one, is the most protected one. We are getting the engine and the main element of the D9. And in Israel, we are adding to that another 25 tons of protection, of shield,
Of armor.
of armor.
Yeah.
And today, this is our most important and sensitive weapon because it helps us to save our soldiers' life.
Now, one of the battalions in the 188th is an engineering battalion
The
that
605. That's
605, yeah,
Right.
that's the one.
601. Excuse me, not the 605.
No.
Sorry.
605,
Yeah.
you're right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 601 is the other one. It goes with the 7th and with the other group. Yeah, 605.
601
Yeah.
goes with 401, 603
Yes.
goes with 7, and we have 605.
Okay, yeah.
okay.
Okay.
You made a comment that that Israel will take back land if
Correct.
they do not, if any hostages are harmed, killed, and so forth. This is a major change from before.
Absolutely. And Joe, you need to remember, for the Muslims and the Palestinian, the only thing that matters for them is land. They don't care about anything else. And the fact that we are getting back this parameter area, and we have said that for every hostage that will get any kind of damage, wounded, killed, Israel will punish the Palestinian by conquer more land. And that is something that they are afraid of.
Yes. Well, also the something they do understand is strength.
Yes.
Strength, and
Correct.
how the world understands a ceasefire is very different from how Hamas perceives a ceasefire. A ceasefire is okay. We're going to lay down now so that we can put everything back together, and we'll do it again. We're gonna
Exactly.
try.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So a ceasefire is an advantage to them to regroup, dig new tunnels, re-equip, and I'm sure that the smuggling of weapons is still taking place. And so, before we went on, you made a comment. I asked you a question. You made a comment about that you have to be extra diligent, because if you see someone coming, you get a report that a lady's coming with a rock to throw at you. You can't react like, oh well, it's just a rock.
So absolutely yes. And I have to tell you that even though we were on ceasefire, when the IDF recognized any kind of a military activity, such as you talked about the smuggling, they have tried to use drones, those small DJI drones. They tried to use those to smuggle weapons from Sinai Desert, Egypt, towards Gaza. Israel fired and killed, destroyed those terrorists that received that weapon. So it's important to say that saying that we were on a ceasefire, any kind of violation of ceasefire, Israel retaliated immediately. By the way,
Any violation that we saw.
we saw, yes.
I'm sure that there's a lot that we didn't see.
Plenty. And remember all, please, it's not something that is happening only in Gaza. Every day, Israel is attacking in Lebanon. This Hezbollah activist, or maybe that bunker that we saw that they are going in and they are taking weapon. Israel right now is keeping the first right of engagement, something that wasn't here before. And yes, that is mainly thanks to this current very pro-positive Israeli administration that we have in United States, that is giving us the luxury to do things and not to sit still and waiting for them to do against us.
Well, a few minutes ago, Gilla had to leave the program. She had to leave the premises and go to her safe room because the Houthis.
Third time today.
Third time today, the Houthis firing their missiles at Israel. Just in the last week, we've had where the American administration has said, okay, gloves are off, and the Yemen needs to understand that the United States, what kind of impact does this have on everything going on in Israel?
So first of all, please do remember, the message is not for the Houthim or to Yemen. The message is directly to the head of this terrible snake, and that is Iran. That's it. This is a straightforward message that says to Iran, stop messing with us. And I think once the Americans attacked last Saturday, it was a very straightforward message. And the Houthim they are firing at Israel only because they threatened that if Israel will re-enter Gaza, they will fire. But remember, what goes on right now, and Gilla, please do forgive me. Gilla lives much more close to the Houthim than me, so I don't have any alarms.
I know. Well, you had Lebanon, so
yes, that is true.
Everybody gets a share.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say over here is that if they will fire at us one ballistic missile, it's fine. Our air-to-air system is definitely capable to shut it down and to deal with that. So I can accept it knowing that the Americans, together with Israel, are actually right now dealing with Iran. And if you all remember, I think it was in our last show, I did mention to all of you, and I said that attack in Iran will happen soon. And I'm standing behind this phrase again, and I'm telling you it's going to happen very soon. This will not go smoothly. I know that President Trump has a serious instructions that we also got it as well, and that's where we are going to be. And once that will happen, everything will change, because the entire world who still support the Palestinian or still support Iran will realize that the game is over. That's it. We finished.
But what's the possible reaction from Iran or from Yemen on Israel?
We have witnessed that. If you remember, we had 232 ballistic missiles that were fired upon Israel. So if you all remember, the American air-to-air missiles together with the Israelis worked together and shut it down. But what I think right now will happen is the minute that American and Israel will identify the mean to fire ballistic missiles to Israel, we will attack first.
Okay.
Well, okay.
All right.
It's not a boring neighborhood
on time, but overnight, it's almost like the situation has changed
Yeah.
dramatically from even last week when we did our update. And it's a time that we need to really be praying for Israel. We need to be supporting Israel. We need to be a voice that will speak up for Israel. And that's one of the great things about being able to do this broadcast. Um, so many of you have contributed to the David Fund, and this money goes directly to the Army. I know that you said, hey, we're ready, we're equipped and everything, but there's needs. Roy, can you tell us what some of these needs are? And I want to encourage people to please go either just type in the logo or the little icon in the corner. You can scan it, and every bit of this goes to the directly to the Barak Brigade, to the 188th, and to the needs there. And these are soldiers on the ground right now in Gaza.
So once again, I will start with saying that your support is something that we feel right on the field, and we really appreciate it. We are still short with bulletproof vest, ballistics helmets. We are still short with those small materials, small gear that unfortunately we don't have. The reason we don't have, we are coming from the tanks. The infantry are getting all of those elements straightforward when they are getting recruited. But in Israel, the armory, unlike in United States, are not getting those supplies. And when we do get things that are related to, for example, helmets, those are helmets from Yom Kippur War, 1973. It's nothing to say against the IDF. We have an amazing army, but still, we need
50-year-old helmets.
Please.
Okay. All right. Well, we are down to our last few seconds, and just want to again thank everyone. And please,
thank you.
Please be praying. You saw the alarm. You saw Gilla have to take off. Life is different there, and it's time that we need to make our voice heard, standing with Israel and be a voice for Israel. Shalom, everyone.
Bye-bye.